Excellent. It worked. Well, it's been about, 6 weeks since the last game, and there's been a few updates to Streamlabs since then, and I got a bit worried that everything was going to go a bit belly up, but it didn't, apart from me leaving the music on mute at the beginning, but that was my fault. Anyway, welcome back to Star Trek Adventures Damocles. It's been a while, but just sort of explain things to people that I myself personally was basically a little bit ill, and I needed to take a break from a lot of things over the festive season. But I'm back, the rest of the crew are back, so without further ado, let's just crack on with the game. But first things first, let's have a recap of what happened last time. Previous mission, we found out something quite interesting about the leaders of the Bendrazi, who are in effect the rising power in the Gamma Quadrant, who are giving the frightens to the Dominion. Namely, the Bendrazi are basically controlled by the mirror universe counterparts of these lot. There's a biogenic specialist who has somehow managed to brainwash a changeling. There is an Inquisitor / security officer who is basically what's the word I'm looking for? Basically creating herself a new empire. And then of course there is the other one, the one who is rapidly becoming very feared just by his mere presence, and is well on his way to, well, he sees himself as taking over a new galaxy, as from what I can tell. It's just a new playground for his toys
to be going on with.
To begin with, this is stage one of his master plan. Stage 1, take over the galaxy. Stage 2, take over another galaxy. Stage 3, stage 4, profit. And currently he's on stage 2. So, in game time, there's been a bit of a jump between the last, should we say, a few months, to sort of bring things more sort of into roughly, I'm going to say, in sync with real time. In game, it is currently January the 1st, 2382. So it's been a few weeks in game and out of game that the crew have been doing their things. It's progress on what has been dubbed Deep Space 10 is almost complete, and there's been quite a few traders and Starfleet captains who are getting very interested once again in the Bajoran and Idrin system, which a few months prior was handed over to the Federation as part of war reparations. Although there are some who believe that they have, being a Dominion, have an ulterior motive, which is entirely possible. So, for those who haven't seen the stream before, I will be, thank you very much, Fairytale, I will be, as the Streambot will say, I'm going to be closing the chat. I'm covering it up so I don't get distracted with it, because it's very easy to get distracted by Twitch chat when you're doing a game like this. And we do a lot of theatre of the mind, storytelling stuff. So it's not going to be exactly the same as say some of the other ones like Shield of Tomorrow and things like that. It's basically homebrew to make it easier for me and easier for other people to follow as well. But the core rules, such as the momentum system, which I absolutely love, and the character creation, everything else like that, is all still based on the original system by Modiphius. So without further ado, I am going to do exactly that. So I'm going to cover up the chat so I do not get distracted, and I'll read any messages and stuff like that towards the end. Oh god, that's bright. There's no reason why I want to close that as well, because I'm getting a tan from that. Okay, just bear me one moment. So actually, I'm going to move that over there. Right. Actually, I'm going to close that. There, that's better. So, as I say, it has just turned January 1st, 2382. Now, although Deep Space Nine is officially in the Bajoran system, they do have a large complement of humans, and humans tend to enjoy a party every now and then. Specifically the one that was held last night in Quarks to celebrate the arrival of the new Terran year. Quark even gave a discount of approximately 10% of all his deals for about an hour, which for him is mightily generous. But we're now going to cut to the next morning, and unfortunately, due to the way that these things go, the crew of the Damocles has drawn the short straw, and they are the ones on the bridge, not the bridges. Yeah, they're on the bridge of the command center. Sorry, of Deep Space Nine. Captain Pro is currently sitting, nursing the mother of all hangovers, and there's a happy yet subdued air to the command center. What are you guys up to?
Davrin is sitting at his console, quietly nursing a headache. For although he is not human, he does like a good party.
Oh yes.
So despite the fact that he knew he was going to be on shift, he couldn't stop himself from going on to Quarks, where one drink became two drinks became four, and before he knew it.
Yes, there was Simfahol about, but you know what Quark's like. You slip him a few of them, he'll get you the good stuff.
And you know, it's the first day of the new year.
Exactly.
You've got to have the real stuff.
Yeah, it's the lighting is on a slightly lower setting as well. It's not too bright, and it's quiet, and you know there's a few trading ships wanting to should we say, get the attention of the space station of Deep Space Nine. So, Tira.
I'm also sitting at my console and barely suppressing a grin, seeing all those hangover people by internally blessing myself for my Andorian resilience and metabolism when it comes to working through alcohol.
Yes, there's Lieutenant Junior Grade Ricky. Now, being a Bajoran, he doesn't do things by halves, and also he's quite youngish. He's probably got the worst hangover over all of you.
Ricky.
You're not entirely sure when it started, but you think someone, possibly Davrin, was encouraging him to go on, go for a bit more, go on, I'll pay for it, go on. And yeah, he has got the mother of all hangovers. And
it was probably Davrin.
Captain Pro has suggested he goes along to the Medibay, but
thankfully he can't navigate the Deep Space. He doesn't need to fly to Deep Space Nine.
No, that's one thing he's grateful for, though. From his point of view, he is wondering who keeps messing with the inertial dampeners. The room seems to keep spinning a little bit from his point of view, and you can see him just sort of sitting there behind the desk going, yeah, no, the inertial dampeners are still... Oh, he keeps putting calls into main engineering and saying, can you please do something about it? And you can hear that what the chief engineer is just basically swearing at him by this point.
Tobak, having not partaken in the revels of the previous night, is happily running a system diagnostics since things are fairly quiet. He's recalibrating the sensors to a few decimal points more accuracy.
It's nothing to...
To be fair, that's Tolik's idea of a celebration.
Yeah.
Yes, he's having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing better would have been a new life form.
Well, you don't get a new life form, but one of the merchants who has been trying to, should we say, gain access to the wormhole is now currently pretty much beep 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 almost constantly, and you think you can hear. In fact, you do hear Lieutenant and Junior Grade Ricky say something that you all know is quite vulgar in Bajoran. Again, questioning this person's parentage, possibly his ancestry, things, the general sort of Bajoran insults that you might hear from them.
Chris,
Yes.
I take it that we have already responded to this person and we're just waiting for an approval process to go through, or are we meant to be responding in character now?
Meant to be responding in character now.
Right.
Basically, this is all just been going on. This has been like beep 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 beep. No one's been answering him.
Davron, you talk to people.
It's not one of my better days, but sure. I respond to the hail.
Finally! I have been waiting here for 10 minutes trying to get a... Do you have a communications problem on that damn space station of yours? And in front of you, on the communication screen, you see what is basically a Uridian. Short-tempered, slightly sweating for some strange reason, but you can see him, he's like, I have cargo that's waiting to go to Deep Space 10. I need to go through the wormhole.
What cargo would that be? Could you send over your manifest, please?
I already have sent it to you. I'll send it again. Beep. And you get a transmission come through.
Okay. Tira, would you mind going over the manifest?
I'm going. I skim over it.
Okay. I'm gonna
For anything dangerous, illegal, or something similar problematic.
I'm going to ask you to make a security and insight roll for this one, please.
Oh yeah, inside.
Yes. It's just basically you're looking at the... Tira's looking at the manifest just going, something's not right here.
Nope, don't have any focus, that would help.
Oops, whatever I had that up. There we go. Yeah, you're looking at this manifest, and your years in security training is thrown out red flags. Now this Uridian in front of you, you've encountered them a few times before, and this guy he's hiding something. He's definitely hiding something.
Are we on audio or visual?
But both audio and visual. It's basically he's on like a screen. He's like sitting there just going.
Then I just throw a look to Davron. He probably knows which kind of look I give him.
Yeah, Davron's seen that look enough times. I'm ever so sorry to delay you further, sir, but there seem to be a few irregularities with the manifest on our end. As you already know, we've had some communication issues. Clearly, the bugs go deeper in the system. We will have to ask you to dock for the time being while we get it resolved.
I can't dock. My cargo is very volatile and needs to get to Space 10 quickly. I need to go through the wormhole.
One moment, please. And I cut the feed.
You can
Volatile, Tira?
Shall I scan the ship, Lieutenant?
Yeah, please do, Tolek. Tira, was
But
there
not
anything?
invasive.
Was there anything on that manifest that you think is too volatile for docking?
No.
There's nothing.
And he's clearly hiding something.
Well, there's definitely like I said, there's what's the word? There are foodstuffs on there that you can tell are pretty much going to expire very soon, so it could be that. But at the same time,
But
you don't think that's what
volatile is a strong word.
Exactly. It's you don't think that's what he's referring to. I mean, you can, most traders when they say they've got perishable goods and things like that. Why is he saying volatile?
I think Tolek, there's definitely a regulation about some health issues about food bringing into another quadrant of the galaxy, right?
There most certainly is, Lieutenant Tira. Let me perform my scan to find a reasoning to bolster your theory. And then I will hit the ship with the scanners.
Excellent. So this is going to be a scan. And now, although the ship isn't shielded, I mean, it does have a sort of reasonably thick hull. So this isn't going to be as easy as you you think it would be, but it's not going to be that difficult because you've got Deep Space Nine sensors to basically scan this ship. Kind of what they're for. They've Starfleet upgraded them for a reason. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be slightly different, and although we're going to be using the Damocles' stats, I'm going to because I haven't got the stats of Deep Space Nine at the moment uploaded into Roll20. I have them, I just don't have them uploaded. We're going to use this, say Damocles to sort of roll. Think of it like you're daisy chaining it through the ship, sort of thing. So it's going to be a sensor sweep. So it's going to be reason and science assisted by sensors and science.
Okay.
Normally this would be a free, but with Deep Space Nine basically boosting the sensors and everything, I'm going to drop it down to a 1.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna roll. Do we know anything particular that this guy has tried before? Any particular materials?
No, you've not sort of seen this guy in particular before, and
he's just a crook. Okay.
He's just your standards. He's not even really a crook. He's on.
Well,
he's great. He's that sort of. He's done petty things. But he's not done anything to. Warrant being shot down or anything like that.
Somebody could roll for the ship, please.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Oh my god, you roll.
Okay.
Yeah. While I was just scanning the ship, you notice in one of the larger cargo holds towards the end of the vessel is a rather large mass of organic material.
I pull up the manifest myself and
there's nothing that matches this reading. This, whatever it is you're picking up, it's alive.
Can I do a more detailed scan of that area?
You can, but it will be a harder roll.
That is fine, but it is biology, so I do have a focus on that.
It's still going to be a harder roll.
Before you do that, we can also force him to dock and take the scans in close proximity.
Yeah, but let's give it a shot first, just to have something to confront him with.
Yeah, I mean, the ship isn't that far away from Deep Space Nine. It's pretty much at optimum scan range. So.
Okay. So let's try that
is the ship showing any signs of movement?
The engine's alive, but it's just staying in the standard holding position that all ships have to go into. It's not making any threatening moves, but it's with these sort of ships you can never tell. It could be ready to go to warp at any second. It could be ready to go to the wormhole. You don't know.
Could somebody give me the ship's roll again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, very nice.
That looks good.
Very nice. What you thought was one large mass, now you've had a chance to sort of fine tune the scanners. Again, send a signal through to both Damocles and the DS9's computer systems. You've noticed that this organic mass isn't actually one big item. It's lots of smaller items.
And they're all alive.
They're all alive. Each item is approximately this big.
Lieutenant, I believe the captain of the ship is trying to smuggle live contraband through the wormhole. Detaining him would be prudent.
Oh, guys, this is tribbles, isn't it?
No, please not. No.
That's not in character. That's clearly an out-of-character observation.
The door to the captain's room opens, and Captain Pro himself steps out. It's like, have we dealt with that bloody beeping? You see, he's like holding his head, bloody beep. Why are you scanning?
Dealing with the bloody beeping, sir.
Just a little security issue, nothing to worry about.
What is it? Just give me.
He's smuggling several unknown life forms this big. I hope they are not of the furry kind.
Oh no. No, do not let that ship dock. Do not let that ship dock at this station. If that happens, and even one gets on board, I will never hear the... Darren, you deal with this. I'm
understood, Captain.
And he just walks, you can see, and again, the doors close, and you can see him sort of pacing backwards and forward behind the doors again.
We really have to find him a form of stress relief.
Yeah, so you can see him just go. in the background as well.
I might instruct him, the captain, in Vulcan meditation if he so wishes.
We could ask the commander to do that. She seems to have a kind of influence on him.
That sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
Perhaps you could broach the concept, Talek. In the meantime, let's deal with this hopefully not furry
And
problem.
you can see on the view screen, you can see the Iridian. Like, he's like just going, hello. Like, he's trying to get your attention. Sort of things like hello, like pointing to an imaginary.
Then let's make it quick and beam over.
Great idea.
I would suggest detaining the ship in the tractor beam anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't say it has any shields.
However, something I do have to point out. Just before you even get the chance to activate the tractor beam, every sensor and alert on the bridge goes on the command system in ops basically goes off.
Man, the Cardassians really had a thing against tribbles.
As in, and Tolek, you notice on your scanners there is a massive neutrino flux right by the outer edge of Deep Space Nine.
Inside or outside the shield perimeter?
Outside.
Then I
Just outside.
would activate all defensive measures. I guess the pushing the red button can be done from any console.
Oh yeah, it's boom, red alert. All systems.
Yeah, before I say I'm picking up a large neutrino disturbance, I've already hit the button.
Oh yeah,
How large?
It is. Everything's going light, and right in front of you, and parked very close to the Iridian ship, a massive green hawk-like vessel decloaks. You see on the view screen the Deridex class. You then hear from the Iridian, holy f-, and then communications are cut and the ship, a few seconds later, warps off towards the Badlands.
Well, he didn't warp through the wormhole, so...
No, he didn't walk through the wormhole, but the ship's...
I'm going to count that as a win.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. You then get beep, beep, message.
Shall I?
Message alert.
I'll acknowledge that hail as well.
On
Remind me, Chris, we are allies with them right now.
this is the Romulan Republic. It's the way I'm doing it is there's the Republic and then there's the Romulan Star Empire. The Republic are basically the good Romulans. It says in speech marks.
Let's
The
say
Empire
neutral.
are the more traditional next generation Romulans. If that to make it a bit easier.
Right. Okay.
Basically, if you've ever played Star Trek Online, you'll know what I'm talking about because it's closer to that where you have the Republic, who are basically sort of allies with the Federation, and then you've got the Empire, who, whilst not enemies with the Federation, are more like the old style Romulans. You know, standoffish, do what they want to do, kind of thing.
Right.
And you get from your idents that the vessel in front of you is a Republic, the Deridex.
Mm-hmm.
Its ident is, just bear with me a moment. Where's my? The ident is the RRS Olek.
As soon
And
as...
just to be clear, there's nothing on today's, log about them as expecting them.
There's nothing official.
As soon as I realized that this is the Romulan Republic, I deactivate the red alert.
Yeah, the incoming hail from the vessel is still. Billy. Captain Prur again walks out still. Finally, called it. Can you somebody dim the lights a little bit in here. Computer, dim lights 20%. And again, the lights dim approximately 20%. That's better. Can somebody answer that, please?
I answer the hail.
On the view screen, in front of you, you see a rather jovial-looking Romulan. He's like, Purr. It's good to see you again. Hope I didn't startle you. I noticed there was a ship that departed just as soon as we decloaked. I've always enjoyed doing that and scaring those little... Anyway, how are you? And Pro just looks up at him and says, this is just... Brohik. Sorry, Captain Brohik, I should be saying. A pleasure to see you. I take it you have, they have approved what I have requested? And,
Tira's both eyebrows go up, remembering a certain conversation.
It's like, oh yes, they've approved it. There are a couple of conditions though, and it's like, I expected as much. Very well, you might as well just beam aboard. Is it ready to be installed? I think you see the few people on the command center are looking at and going.
A little smile on her face.
Even Lieutenant Ricky just going. Installed. So a couple of people sort of eyebrows like, no, sort of thing. Like, yes, it's ready. I'll tell you. Excuse me, I have to ask. And he sort of you see him pointing to Davin. Excuse me, I apologise for being, are you Lieutenant Junior Grade Davin by any chance? And he's pointing to...
I am.
So you're the one and... then that must be... He points to Tira. Yes, you're the ones who found that Tal Shiar vessel, aren't you?
We don't know anything you're talking about?
Oh, yes, of course. And you see him. It's like, yes, yes, that was the talk of the Republic. That was.
Well, that's strange, considering it never happened.
Oh, yes, I know. Exactly. It was we just put it down to a jape from you Starfleet types. It made me laugh. It really did. But anyway. I and the others will beam over shortly. Is there a meeting room we can go to? And Pro just like, yeah, send them. I need to sober up. Send them the coordinates for briefing room 1. You lot, get your replacements in. We're going to have a meeting with some Romulans. Includes you, Ricky. Come with us.
Okay.
And he just heads towards the turbo lift. It's like, oh, come on, get a move on.
Yes, Captain.
And Davrin will make sure that the relief crew are contacted and on their way before departing. Follow them.
Oh yeah, you see in the other lift, a couple of them already start to arrive.
Say, Davin, while we're on our way to the turbo lift. Since when have you been demoted again down to junior grade?
Well, not that I know of, but I didn't really see the point in correcting the man.
Right.
Always better to be underestimated by such a cunning foe.
Oh, we are now foes? Interesting.
Oh, in politics, we're always going to be foes.
A few minutes later, you all arrive at meeting room 1, and as you enter, you notice there are 2 Romulans standing there. There's 3 Romulans standing there, so not 2. The one you spoke to earlier, Captain, non-Tau Shard vessel. I said Tau Shard.
Giving the game away there, little Chris.
That never happened. No, it's not a Tau Shard vessel. But you also see two other Romulans, and is there not really this sort of standard Romulan outfit there in what basically looks like what best be described as engineering gear? And there's two of them. And I apologise for these tokens, but these are the best images I could find to represent what they look like. So you have one who looks like that, and the other one who looks like that. That's obviously, stylized, could not find the exact ones I wanted. But that's good. And as you enter, you notice that the male is giving you all a careful, sort of almost like squinty eyed stare as you enter. The other one has been quite sort of almost like withdrawn, keeps looking down at her data pad and barely acknowledges you as you walk in. You see her tap away and she's just going, "Oh, hello," and just carries on working. It's like, I take it these are the ones who's going to be your senior crew, Pra? It's like, yes. Yeah, don't worry, I will be informing the rest of the crew. Starfleet already knows about this. It's all. One moment, and you see him just get what looks like a hyper spray out of his pocket and just. That's better. That'll last for a little bit. Anyway, I think you'll better sit down for this one. Now, please. He indicates to the Romulans, please sit down. It's like, I take it you want me to handle this briefing. And it's your ship. I think it's only fair. After all, it was kind of your idea. Right. Well, several months ago, after a conversation I had with Lieutenant Tira, it's like this will give you a nod. It's like, yes.
Davrin's looking at Tira like, "What have you done?"
I got in contact
Tira
with.
tries to look innocent but fails hard.
Do you want to make a deception roll for this one?
No.
It's like your antennas are twitching like mad, which is a sure sign that you're it's like no. And well, let's just say it took a while to convince Starfleet of this, but eventually they did see especially with the rising tensions in the Gamma Quadrant. Basically, they have seen fit to ask the Romulan Republic if we could have a loan of a cloaking device for the Damocles.
Okay.
And you see the Romulan engineer just look up and it's like, yes, this is going to be most interesting. Yes, you see it like just sort of tapping away, and Cage's just like looking up and sort of almost bashfully sort of looking at you, sort of and tapping away at her pad. The other one's like just sort of stoic, almost Vulcan-like, but not quite. Obviously, because he's a Romulan, but you would say he's, if he didn't look Romulan, you would definitely say he's got some Vulcan blood in him at some point. Yes. Now, whilst I was able to, shall we say, suggest to the Romulan Republic that the loan, and that's exactly what it is a loan of a cloaking device to Starfleet, in the same way like we did with the Defiant. They did have a stipulation. One I wasn't exactly happy with, and as somebody on board the Damocles is going to be very unhappy with this, but unfortunately it is kind of the stipulation to which the Romulan captain nods. Is like, I have to agree with them on this one. It's after the incidences with the Defiant, the Republic, as much as we trust Starfleet and the Federation, I do have to agree with him with this stipulation. And to which Captain Prur just nods and says, basically, we're having a new couple of crew members on board. And he points to the two other Romulans. And the other one gives a brief curt nod to all of you. It's like, what? That's been approved? It's like, yes. Yes, Fennec. It's been approved. You are now going to be stationed on the Damocles. And he's, wow. Right. This is going to be. I mean, I've been looking. You see, she holds up a data pad, and you can see there's the master system display of the Damocles on board. Now, so don't you can see the puzzle looks like. Don't worry, we Starfleet have approved that it hasn't got every system on board, just the ones that she needs for integrating the cloaking device into the Damocles systems. We did test it out on the Damocles' sister ship, the Echo, but the original ship, it has differences compared to her sister one, and that's basically what we're here to set up, to install. We're here to install and test out your new cloaking device. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to introduce the new crew, and this is at this point this is the Romulan captain speaking. So, and this is so I'll check some of my notes here. This is where's he got? I lost my notes here. Oops. This is Vesak. He stands up, sort of gives an almost sort of curt nod, and his sister Venak. They are essentially going to be the ones operating and integrating the cloaking device. I will have to say that Venak is technically a lieutenant commander, although she outrank. Sorry, that was my cat. Outside the briefing room door, you just see a random cation just run past.
This is Venek's pet cat.
Yes, just sort of runs past you like, sorry about that. It's like, yes. Okay. I've completely forgot what I was saying there. Yes, they will be overseeing the integration and operation of the cloaking device. Although she is officially a higher rank, this is to do with this is basically Romulan's high command. They didn't want anybody of a lower rank operating a cloaking device for some strange reason, but we managed to swing it that in all matters regarding the cloaking device and any other Romulan technology that you may encounter, and his eyes quickly flick between Tira and Davrin at this point,
For the first time,
with a sort of cheeky smile on his face. He's got a bit of a grin. Of course, if you encounter any, I should say, he gives a sort of metaphorical wink. They will have authority, but in all matters regarding the Damocles and Starfleet in general, they will defer to your command and your authority in these matters. Now, I have spoken to Romulan Command, and this is basically, how to put this is the only conditions they've said. 2 new crew members, plus obviously any data that you gather whilst in the Gamma Quadrant would be, what was the word they said? Most appreciated, if you understand what I'm saying. And he gives a sort of nod towards everyone, and you'll notice that for some reason he seems to be avoiding eye contact with Tolek. Like, he's made eye contact with everybody else in this room, but not Tolek. Now, obviously, before I have to depart, I've got a busy schedule today. Is there anything you wish to ask me? Yeah, remind me never to drink Romulan ale again. That stuff was lethal. And I'm sure my crew have got something to ask them. ask him questions. I'm going to go. And he gets up and walks to the end of the briefing room. You see him order something from the replicator, like looks like a Ractagino or coffee or something. So you can see you see Vinek. She's looking around, like she's got a big grin on her face. She's looking around, like going, "Hey." There's nobody wants to ask me. You see, you see, she's sort of starting to.
We have Shamada on board. Do you know that?
I'm sorry. What was that? Sorry.
We have Shamada on board.
Oh no.
We have an AI on board.
Both Romulans look at each other, and you see.
So I would
the male with
ask,
eyebrows, but there's a slight grin appears on her face. It's like,
so I would ask you both. Don't try anything stupid.
you have an AI, a legitimate AI. It's like, can I meet this? Is it him? Is it her? Is it what? You see, it's like a bit very. It's like the male just puts his head like, Vinek, calm down. You're getting too excited again.
And I think you didn't heard the last part.
No.
Don't try anything stupid.
Oh, I never would. This. I love technology. I'm fascinated by it. It's like, I mean, my speciality in at the academy was, and she starts waffling on about systems integration, cloaking technology. She's basically just going on and totally oblivious to everyone else. And you can see the best way to describe her brother's reaction is just sitting there going, "Yeah, this is what I have to put up with every day."
So, since she is a technological one, what's your job? I'm asking, what's her name again?
Vezak, was it?
Vezak, yes. Yeah,
Vezak.
Call me Vez. It's a lot easier. I know it's actually the shortened version of my full name. I don't even know get me to pronounce it. I don't like to be reminded of it. Vez is fine. Call me Vez. And officially, I will be overseeing the integration of the. Technically, she will be overseeing the integration of the. And she's still babbling on, oblivious to the fact that no one's listening to her. But in terms of day-to-day operations, she will be operating the cloaking device. I am here just to. Basically to make sure she doesn't mess things up.
You're a handler.
That's a rather appropriate word. Yes, I like that. Yes, and you can see it's like there's for the first time in the meeting you see there's a very slight smile on his face. It's like yeah.
And any other orders you probably are not allowed to tell us, right?
Well, apart from the fact they want us to completely get the schematics for your slipstream drive and multi-vector assault mode. And you see there's a cheeky grin on his face. It's like, I am joking.
You really hear Tyra's teeth gnarling at that.
You could almost hear
Davrin laughs.
No.
He appreciates the sense of humour.
You have nothing to worry about. We had to learn about the multi-vector mode and the slipstream drive before.
Yeah, so about that, actually,
yes.
That is my one question.
Mm-hmm.
How does the cloaking field interact or not with the multi-vector mode?
That is, well, as far as we can tell. Do you want me to handle this? And she goes, yes. I'm working some calculations. You handle it. And she was like, this is why I'm here. And to put it mildly, the multi-vector assault mode is a bit of an same with the slipstream. If I'm brutally honest, it is a bit of an unknown for us. This is another thing. I will be honest. You're going now, Captain. And you see the captain. Well, he indicates he's leaving, and he beams away. essentially, we don't know. We know that what do you call it? The multi-vector mode. It can't work obviously when the ship is split into three. That's pretty much a given.
Would it work on the one vector?
That's what we don't know. It may do. It may actually work better on one vector. But one thing we have been able to work out is that whatever vector it is installed on, in effect, it won't be able to be moved. You will not be, once it's installed, you will not be able to move it from one vector to another. And it's like, and Ven's calculations, we believe it's better than to be near the what do you call it, the engineering core, I think, near the engineering vector. That seems to be the one with the best output, and also, frankly, it pumps out a lot of energy that the cloaking device needs. We think you're going to have the same sort of problems that Defiant had when their cloaking device was installed, in that for some reason Starfleet ships pump out a disturbing amount of power for their size, and going over your system specifications, frankly the Damocles is ridiculous. She's overpowered. We honestly don't know why she hasn't shaken herself apart every time she goes to warp. And we heard about that slipstream test that you had. Transwarp 45? How did your ship not disintegrate on re-entry into normal space? How?
I look at Ricky. We had a good pilot.
Wait. You... Andorian drift. And it's like, Vess said, wait, that's... It's just... You see her, like, she puts her hands to her mouth, it's like, does a little... That was incredible. Oh, wow. And she starts getting up and pacing around the room. It's like she's like, this is going to stand well. Oh, and she's getting slightly hyper by this point. Yeah, she's literally walking backwards and forwards. Yes, I do apologise for my sister. It's well, actually, I do have to point out that she is. I don't know how to quite put this. She has. She has a mental condition. This is probably the best way to describe it. It's
what, enthusiasm?
No. She is highly intelligent and an incredible engineer. But we think, we suspect that our parents in the past may have tampered with her DNA. And yes, it's not enough, but it was. I'm slightly older myself by a couple of years. She is younger, but they slightly tampered with her DNA to try and boost her mental abilities, and it did work. Unfortunately, it has made her a bit, and it points to. As you can see, she's perfectly fine. You have nothing to worry about, but it's essentially that's why I'm here, is to keep an eye on her. But you have nothing to fear from her technical abilities. She is beyond anything I have ever seen when it comes to integrating systems that normally don't integrate. It's the reason why she was fast-tracked to Lieutenant Commander. It's frankly astounding. I don't even know how she does it. But she is a genius.
Just so we're clear.
Yes.
The side effects of this genetic manipulation, they manifest as this sort of lack of focus.
Yes,
it's not. She is mentally has the faculties of an adult.
Oh yes, she is.
And an awareness of the danger of a mission. Yes.
Oh yes, she is fully aware of it. It is just sometimes you need somebody to steer her back on track, shall we say?
Yeah, I see no problems there.
She even hands over and says, excuse me, Mr. Vulcan. I believe you are a expert in biology, I believe.
Your information is accurate.
He hands over, it's like, this is her medical records. He hands over a data pad to you, and you can see on it that there's, you can see, there's no evidence of psychosis. It's just basically she's got the Romulan version of ADHD. Yeah, highly intelligent. We're talking like, if this was a human scale, her IQ would probably be close to 200. Even for a Vulcan, her mental acuity is damn impressive. It's like, wow, she is top 1%, definitely. Just not focused. But again, she's pacing around the room. She's talking to Captain Pro, looking at the the replicators and everything. Yes, and like I say, she's perfectly harmless. I mean, she's integrated systems that we never knew could be integrated. It's like I say, it's one of the reasons why she was basically put forward for this. Our captain has been fantastic. She once repaired the our singularity drive within 5 minutes of it breaking down. To this day, we don't know how she did it.
Yeah.
How did you do it, Vanek?
Yeah.
You just hear, I rerouted the polar on flow. Again, she doesn't break contact with what she's doing. She's just still reading and just says it off. So
about that,
yes,
I don't know how the Republic handled this, but I know that Romulans are known for being very secretive about their technology.
yes.
How do you plan to keep her from babbling out all your precious secrets?
That is, again, one of the reasons I am here, is to, as I say, to keep an eye on her. Think of me as like a buffer between her and the rest of you. It's, whilst I don't want to say trained her, that sounds it's a horrible word, and I don't even like the word conditioned. She is receptive, I suppose is a good word, to certain people, and I'm one of them. I don't want to do this, but a demonstration is in order. Vernak, be seated. And immediately she walks to the nearest chair and just sits down. He turns around and says, I'm sorry, sister. They had to see that you were not a danger to them. I am sorry. I know I promised I wouldn't do that.
Vezek,
yes.
Yeah, but
I think we're clear that Vanek is not a danger to us.
I know. It's more, every time I have used that and that, should we say, tone, particular infliction on her, she always gets upset because she thinks she's done something wrong.
Well then, please do not use it.
I know it is. Like I say, it is not a brainwashing. It's not a condition. It is something from our childhood. I swore I would only use it in dire emergencies, but you needed to see that she is not.
I'm not concerned about her.
Thank you.
I think you may be misreading what Tira just said, because I'm most concerned about you presently.
That, honestly, I would be in the same in your situation. I completely understand.
Right, well, if my colleagues have no further questions, how about Vanek and yourself accompany me for a tour of the Damocles?
As you say that, immediately she's like, oh wow.
Wait a second. Our most logical friend has something to say, finally.
She immediately turns around and like, oh, hello. And she sort of waved at you. She's like, fuck.
Vezek,
Yeah.
if you would answer me one question, what is your reasoning behind supporting the Romulan Republic? And I think Tira and Davran, because they've known Torek, notice his demeanor is colder than usual.
Yeah, it's like, even Captain Pro is like, the hell? It's like, but he's known Vulcans all his life, and his first officer's a Vulcan, but so it's like, Tolek? My reasons for joining the Republic are essentially, I'm going to be brutally honest. The Romulan Star Empire are, frankly, especially Empress Sella, she's a tyrant. She is everything that is wrong with Romulus. While she is not evil, she is... what's that human expression? She is skirting the line. And whilst I personally have not had any problems with them, my family, and he puts his hand, points towards his sister, have had to deal with, shall we say, the Empire's choices. And as he says that, there's... it's like, it was like he's like gritting his teeth almost. It's like choices. There's venom in his voice as he says this. I hope that satisfies you.
I sense a emotional reasoning behind your decision.
Yes. As I said, my parents, our parents, were responsible for my sister's genetic tampering. They, let's just say they support the Empire. We do not. And the Republic welcomed us with open arms.
Tolek, you'll know this, isn't there? Is a renowned specialist that is genetically manipulated and specializes in the issues of those like him. Bashir, yeah?
Dr. Julian Bashir, yes.
Oh, perhaps since you're part of our crew now, perhaps we could contact him and see if he'd be willing to meet your sister.
I will admit that was a hope, a small hope, but it was certainly why we pushed for this posting. But rest assured, if there is nothing that can be done for her, we will still be grateful to the Republic and the Federation for giving us this opportunity. Since since we were told about this posting and integrating Romulan technology onto what is frankly one of the most advanced starships, the stuff that we have ever even heard of, her condition has improved. It's like some part of her is focusing on this, and I don't want to say she's getting better, but well, she's more normal. I don't have to say the word, but she is.
Lieutenant, if it's agreeable, I shall attempt to make contact with Dr. Bashir.
You see, there's a
well, yes, Captain. Are you agreeable with that?
Oh, he's still.
He's
he's still in the room, right?
It's like, I was meditating.
That means yes.
That
means
Well,
yes.
yeah, I think that means a yes, doesn't it, Captain? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
yes, that's what.
Thank you, Captain.
And
You seem so. I didn't know those are the stuff. Oh, too much.
And Lieutenant Commander Vanek, it would be very agreeable to me to introduce you to the AI that currently resides on the Damocles.
That would be amazing.
In a much warmer tone.
Oh,
Shall we end our call there, Tolek?
I shall await you in my laboratory.
Did you want to? It's like, yes, you go with this. I will oversee the. And you can see there's a smile on his face as he's saying this. There is. I mean, this is pretty damn obvious to everyone that there's an affection and there's a love and a caring, but between it. It's like it's going, God, you go for your new friends. I'll be fine. You go and hand it. I'll go and oversee the cloaking device. It's like, then it's like, what? I need that data pad. And he's like, oh yes, and it's like takes it back. It's like, well, yes, you go on your tour. I will, with your permission, I will begin. I'll bring over a few of my engineers, and we will begin installation.
Tira, do you want to?
I would like to have a short word with Tolek. Then I will come after you.
Excellent. So, Ven is standing next to. So, are you a Trill?
I am.
Have you got one of those in your? And she's pointing to your general abdomen where the symbiote would be.
I do, yes.
She sort of squats down and goes, "Hello." Sort of like basically she's talking to you as if she's talking directly to the symbiote.
Well, actually, now that we're joined, we're essentially one being. So you could just say hello to me.
Hello.
Hello.
I admit, biology was never my. It's too complicated, but.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to necessarily understand the intricacies of a joined Trill's biology in any case.
That is very true.
I barely do, and I'm for joined Trill.
I imagine it's like integrating systems that have never met. Again, she just goes off on a tangent about comparing biology to, and it's just like, yeah, she's rattling a five a minute. It's going completely off on mine, but you're not getting any hostile vibes from you. You get the feeling she's just
So Davrin basically lets her, but he sort of politely interrupts to as it and when he needs to direct her around the Damocles as the tour proceeds.
Oh yeah, basically she keeps going off in the wrong direction every now and then.
But he's more than happy to let her talk about what she's passionate about.
Okay.
So
whilst this tour's beginning, we very quickly cut over to Tira and Tolek.
Tolek, you will probably give the most logical answer to that question, but I have to ask, how are you feeling about two Romulans on our ship?
I recognize the necessity of their presence to give us an advantage in the upcoming trials.
Good.
Yeah, very
So
logical.
if preferable, I would prefer for them to not be on board. But my reasons for this are of a private nature and will not affect my performance as an officer.
I'm not worried about your performance as officer. I'm worried about your well-being as a person.
You do not have to worry about this. I shall deal with the situation appropriately.
Well, if you need help dealing with that, or someone to talk, you know where to find me.
I do, Lieutenant. And with that, he walks off.
That's cold for Tolek. That is cold.
Into the empty room, and then
It's like the temperature,
I'm getting an emotional response out of him. I make progress.
That for him is that is definitely.
That was emotional.
Yeah, that was ooh. That was harsh.
Well, let's take care of security risk number 3. And I go to the Damocles.
Okay. Yeah. I think as you're walking along, you get to one of the turbo lifts that leads to, I think it's Archie's in the science lab, isn't he? Pretty much. Tonic. Archie's going to be in the science lab, isn't he?
Yeah. That's where I will tell him what is happening and who to expect.
as you get to the turbo lift, the door opens, and in front of you stands a very tall Jem'Hadar. Now, Davrin, you recognise this as first. But then she's never seen a Jem'Hadar before, and immediately is, oh, and she just stands behind Davrin. Is like, yes, ooh.
I'm sure First is actually probably enjoying that reaction rather than being offended by it.
Oh no, he's fine. It's like, you can see it's
Vennek, Lieutenant Commander Vennek. This is First of the Jem'Hadar.
You see that First stands there, and it's like you can see he's trying to smile as if he's been practicing. It's like,
Yeah, I have been teaching him.
yeah, it's a sort of smile. Rather
Not
than
bad. Not bad.
Yeah, it's like,
Keep working on it.
thank you.
But so I'm assuming, perhaps I'm assuming wrong, that you'll have already be up to date with the fact that we have 2 Romulan crew joining us.
I have been briefed. Yes.
Well, Vennek and Vezek, these are our new crewmates.
Hello, and he leans down. Now, First is tall, even for a Jem'Hadar. He's a big boy, and he practically leans. He has to lean down almost by a foot to sort of get eye level with her. It's like, welcome to the Damocles. You feel his hands sort of grip the back of you, Davrin, as she's just basically holding on to you with dear life now. She can't get her words out.
Yes, of course. First is friendly. That's why he's smiling at you and greeting you.
That's a smile. That's terrifying.
Well, we've been trying to practice with him. He's not used to the concept of smiling, to be honest.
And as you said, it's like, oh, he suddenly realises that he's still doing that sort of look as he stops and says, my apologies.
As I say, First, it's a very good attempt.
Thank you.
We'll try it a bit more.
I will practice, if you excuse me. He nods and just walks off down the corridor towards wherever he's going.
Now, you really don't have to worry about the Gemhead. For the time being, at least, we're all on the same side.
He's terrifying.
Physically, perhaps, but actually, when you get to know them in their own strange, militant way, they're actually quite nice.
Then? There's more than one of them?
Just 2. Or was it 3?
It's about 4 now. About 4.
Okay, just 2. No, 3. Went up, just 4. Yeah.
4? She's basically hyperventilating now, sort of hands on her knees going,
are we near anywhere I can materialize back?
I mean, you're right by the turbo lift, so it's...
Okay. No, honestly, there are... You just have to give them a chance. And then until you're ready to give them that chance, you won't have to interact with them all that much.
That was... Oh, I feel lightheaded now. So that was... Oh. I mean, I knew there was going to be other species on board, but not like that.
So who else, is everyone else still with us, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's sort of standing... So
Slowly coming back.
Vess is sort of standing in the background. You can see him, he's sort of trying not... Like, he knows that if he laughs, it's going to make things worse, but you can see him just going...
Okay, well, how about this? You and I will just sit while you get your breath back, and everyone else can go ahead and get on with their business.
He's... As you're saying this, he squats down next to him and goes, look, I'll go and... He's trying not to laugh at this because he knows it will upset her. So, you stay with Davrin. I will go and oversee the beginning and the installation of the cloaking device. Okay, you will be fine. remember, you're going to go see an AI. You wanted to see an AI since you were little, haven't you? Again, boom. On hearing this, she immediately perks back up again. It's like, yes, can we go see the AI, please, can we go see the AI? And she bounces around. She looks like a child at this point. It's like, yes, I want to see it. Can we go see him, please, David. She's getting really bouncy and hyperactive again.
Tira will also oversee the installation and the delivery.
Oh yeah, that's to be expected. Very briefly, you're going to say cut to engineering where Tira actually is at this point.
Yeah. Would this be a good time for a short break, Chris?
Yeah, by all means. Have a short break because I do need to have a...
That does sound good.
Yes, I will quickly go and open up the chat. Okay, so if you guys need to have a break, I'm going to stay here for a little bit. So it's... okay. So, yeah, I'm... if anybody wants any questions answered, I am available. I don't need to do anything at the moment. I'm trying to keep myself, should we say, not occupied, but just that's why I'm here. Yeah, sorry I missed. If anyone said hello during the woman showed the Challenge of the Vulcans to a baseball game, that may happen. That may actually happen at some point. Yes, the Earstals. Yes, it's. I'm trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? Well, without spoiling things, I'm trying to in this season do a few more, not so much callbacks, but definitely nods to other things. And so far, there has been a blatant reference to something in this episode, apart from the cloak and device, that is not related to Star Trek, although it is related to another sci-fi show. And some of you may have already guessed what it is. So if you've got an idea, just say in chat. One of my favourite sci-fi shows. I based this off of. There's going to be definitely a few nods towards it. Obviously, it will be completely Star Trek, but if you pay attention, you will be able to figure out where I have borrowed ideas from. I'm making no shame of this. And I've had a load of ideas recently about a couple of future plot lines, and I mentioned one of them to a few people the other day, based on one of my favourite sequences in the Star Trek films. A modified version of it's going to happen, and the crew don't know this, and they don't know what bit I'm talking about. So it's the only hint and spoiler I'm going to give, because I haven't decided yet. Let's try something else. The system we're using is the Roll20 system by Modiphius, and it's actually pretty good. If you played D&D or World of Darkness, it's a little bit different, because in this a 20 is actually considered to be bad and a 1 is considered to be good. In the first few sessions, it takes you a while to get used to swapping it over. Like you get, you rolled a 20. No, in this game that's bad. But from what I've seen, it actually works very, very similarly to, basically it's their core system. It's, there's a few house rules and things like that I've added. Again, not a fault with the system. It just makes things easier for me. Theatre of the mind. I must find it easier to do that because I got 0 artistic talent. That's not. I'm not putting myself down. I'm just. That's just not where my skill set lies. There are tiles. They have done the stats for a lot of the crew as well, especially the Deep Space Nine crew and the station and the Defiant, which I was so excited about. I just haven't had a chance to upload it because there isn't a system in place on Roll20 yet for space stations, which is a bit annoying. But once that goes live, then I will be uploading the stats to that. But it was a nice PDF. It was like $3.99, and you've got like Cisco stats, Kira's stats, Jadzia's, I think Quarks, Garrick's, Odo's, I think Bashir as well, and of course the Defiant and DS9 itself. And you probably guessed, I am a big Deep Space Nine fan. Big Deep Space Nine fan. I also got all the books as well. It's like see, it's a chunky book. It says the quality of the artwork in it. I mean, in the front cover, you got the map as well, the quadrant map. It's brilliant. There's like a free official campaign that you can do as well if you're stuck for stuff, and that's pretty damn good. If you want other streams, there's plenty of others. I mean, the one I can definitely recommend if you want to watch it is one called Shield of Tomorrow, which is it has ended for currently because they're working on other projects, but they say they're going to go back to it at some point. Maybe like next generation, their version of it type thing. But I've spoken to a few of the crew from that game on Twitter. Awesome people, and I'm gonna lie, I probably would have killed or at least injured someone to have appeared on that show. I'm not going to deny that, but I've got my own version, so it's just as good. So,
thanks, Chris.
No, I was talking about I ain't gonna lie. If they turned around to me and said, you got an opportunity to go on the Shield of Tomorrow when it was live. Yeah, I would have taken it. It was like, the downside.
Well, of course you would.
I would have been stupid not to. I probably would have sold half my liver to do it as well. But it's I'm not sponsored by her, unfortunately. I wish I was. I'm just really
random question.
Yes.
Is any of you planning to run Dungeon of the Mad Mage?
No.
No, probably not.
I've had a brief look at it. It's my schedule is unfortunately rather full with a D&D game at the moment. But I've looked at it. I've had a brief look through the book, and there's stuff in there that's made me go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I accidentally ordered the maps and miscellany twice.
Okay. Well, potentially I might run it for tabletop, but not. Yeah. I was thinking you were meaning.
No. I mean actually tabletop, because then I could, give away my second copy.
Well, I mean, I'd potentially be interested in taking them off your hands then. So let's talk about that at some point. Right. I thought you meant streaming or something.
No. I actually meant on the tabletop version, because I thought I had ordered the Dragon Heist maps and miscellany. I did not.
And there's no way you can't return them?
I don't think so, because I really just ordered the wrong thing. And it's not on. I bought it on a online gaming store and not on a the big company that.
They won't be as generous in their refund policy.
Nah, and it's my fuck up.
Yeah, I've done that kind of times as well. I ordered years ago. I ordered a bundle. I didn't see it had like one of the books I already had of it, so it turned up and I gone, yeah, excellent. I've got this one. Wait a second. I thought, son of a.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's my bad, so I don't want to cause them trouble actually. So I'm looking for a new home for it.
Yeah, better to go somewhere that's appreciated.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah, we will talk about it.
Yeah.
Now that the break is over, we'll return back to what I jokingly referred to as the plot, and then close chat again, so don't get distracted. And we're going to cut back to Davrin and then outside Science Lab 1, aka Todex Lab.
And this is Science Lab 1.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes, it's pretty much like a nice little segue there. And it's like, wow, it's like, I have to say, I'm very impressed with this ship. It's a
good ship.
It's very good. I'm not gonna lie. when the Prometheus incident happened many years ago, that was a story that when it got to the academy, it just fascinated me. The idea of a ship that could split into multiple parts and then take on several vessels and then reform into one more powerful. And then when I heard they upgraded the project into the Damocles, it was a dream come true. My brother didn't think we was going to get on because of my, and you see she basically points to herself. It's like me, but apparently my engineering skills are unsurpassed. I don't mean to sound big-headed, but I think I'm probably the only person who could do this.
Well, then you should have had no worries about being assigned to it. I mean, the Federation is not some archaic, draconic organization. We embrace people of all types.
I know. This is. I saw one of them earlier. I'm still scared about that fellow. He was very big,
right. Well,
he? Oh yes.
Let's go in and you can meet Archie.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he has a name.
Do you know? I don't know whether Archie is a he. It's just that we chose to call it Archie.
He actually said he wants to be referred to as he.
Okay, but that didn't. That's not something that necessarily knows.
Tonek asked him, yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't,
so
I don't think he minds if he refers to as an it or them.
Yeah, but he prefers he. I think we established that he prefers he.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, if we think Davrin would know that, that's Red Act. But if we don't think Davrin would know that,
I don't know if Tonek shared that.
Yeah, right. Well, let's keep it as it is then. So, I mean, that's just Davrin just being his own uncertainty.
Yeah.
So, shall we?
Yes. And she's like, it feels rude if I press it. And she's sort of like, you know the way like a small child is like sort of tries to sort of hide whilst looking like behind like their parents' leg kind of thing. Imagine that, but someone standing up and full grown stand behind you and go, you do it. I don't want to. I'm scared.
No, go on. Go on. This is your ship now.
She sort of leans forward, presses it, and hides back behind you again.
Enter.
Door opens. She waves to you from outside. Hi.
Lieutenant Commander, please enter.
Thank you. And she sort of walks in. It's like, oh. Immediately clocks Archie.
Yeah, he's in his mobile form.
Yes. For those who doesn't know what Archie looks like, it's kind of imagine a sort of slightly crude version of Johnny Five from Short Circuit. It's not exactly like that, but that's probably the nearest version we could find to describe it. It's not exactly the same, but imagine a sort of more modern, updated version of that sort of style. With the without the funny looking head, but basically everything else, like the like we call them like a tank track type things. The little grasper arms, and instead of the sort of skeletal body, there's more sort of like a cylinder in the middle, which houses basically Archie.
Did we give him eyebrows?
Davin's probably drawn eyebrows on him at some point. I put googly eyes on the thing.
You need waggly eyebrows. Expression.
To express emotion, yeah.
There probably is some kind of crude.
Well, I mean, Tolek would have installed one just so he could raise it, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Screw it. He's got eyebrows and fake eyes. Because obviously he's got like a 360 sensor grid type thing. But I think he's realised that during his interactions with the crew, not having a face can be very disconcerting for a lot of humanoids. So they've probably given him a very crude, I don't want to say childlike face, but
which, as it turns out, is disconcerting for even more.
Yeah, it looks even more sort of like permanent kind of. It's not very sophisticated. It's probably something Tira did like one night when she was drunk or something. It's like, I'm giving him bloody eyebrows. And So yes, it's like,
Lieutenant
Greetings.
Commander Vanek, may I introduce Archangel?
he trundles forward, zzz, and when his hand extends, please, call me Archie. And she's like, immediately her hand goes out, and she's like, oh my god, you're an AI, aren't you? It's like, yes, you're very sophisticated. Like, what generation are you? And it's like, again, the mechanical eyebrow goes very slightly, in a very tonic sort of way, goes zip. Almost as if it's, you know, it's almost exactly the same sort of way he would do it. So, I am not Federation standard. Oh yes, I can tell that the interface is completely different. I mean, I think again it goes off in a complete sort of speech almost about how, you know, Federation technology does integrate properly. He goes, excuse me, are you having problems with your visual interface? To which Archie replies, yes, this mobile form is not as sophisticated as what I have been used to in the past, but it is adequate.
Don't make Archie better. Don't make Archie.
It's like, no. And she sort of leans forward. It's like, if you pardon me, tweaks the eyes. Like, there. It's like, and you notice the eyebrows now move a little bit more freely. He goes, yes, that was annoying me. Sorry. Like, you should be able to move those eyebrows a bit better now. To which Archie then flicks his eyebrows up and says, thank you. This is most pleasing. You okay there, Davin?
Yeah. I'm absolutely fine, Archie. How are you?
My experiences on this ship are, I will admit, not what I expected when I joined, but they are. And he turns to looks at the Romulan who is basically poking around in his chassis. She's not doing anything. She's just like, you know, got like a pen light, like looking in and going, ooh, sort of like looking. It's like, not what I. Please don't touch that. Not what I expected.
Well, I have to be honest. I don't think any of us were quite expecting any of what has happened in the last few months. So you're not alone.
Yes, it has been interesting, I believe is the term. If you would excuse me. If you would excuse me. And it's like, it just sort of tries and goes over to the far end of the lab, and you can see him like just sort of every so often turning around and going zip, as if he'd say, I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
Lieutenant Commander, if you have any questions that I am able to answer, I will be pleased to do so.
Yes. I do have one. Do you know if there's any integration problems between a slipstream drive and travelling through the wormhole? So, I mean, has that cropped up in your?
Has it? I don't think so.
No.
We have not encountered any such difficulties.
Yes. I do wonder. Again, I apologise if I'm being too forward with this one, but have you actually activated the slipstream drive inside the wormhole?
We have not yet done so.
I only wondered what would happen if you did that. Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine a circumstances where we'd need to do that, though.
That is very true. It is very true.
As a hypothetical, it is quite fascinating.
Yes,
And it's guaranteed the circumstance that will.
It may do, it may not. This is just purely hypothetical. It's just, you know, stranger things have happened. And so, yes, it's just because it's. I do wonder. It's because the thought that occurred to me is. No. It will never happen. As you say, there's no need for that for those two systems to be online at once. And the power requirements would be astronomical even for a ship like this. And it would be you'd have to take off all the life support systems. You'd have to. I mean, the speed you'd be going at would be incredible. and she's just going off now on that energy requirements, power, and it's. I imagine that Todek is trying to get her attention.
No, he's actually listening. He's trying to keep up mentally because that's not his field.
She's going faster.
But he's actually listening to her.
And she knows it. She's not just talking about. She's actually talking at Todek. She's like focusing.
Yeah, but Todek is giving the occasional. He is actively listening. He's giving her feedback.
Darren's probably following maybe 40% of his. I mean, he's got some focuses in this area, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, occasionally she would turn around and ask questions. Can we go see? Make sure the cloaking device has been installed correctly now. I need to do some last minute
yeah, of course we can.
It's like, do you wish to come with us, Mr. Vulcan?
If you wish.
That would be acceptable. It's nice to talk to somebody who is. I don't feel like I have to dumb myself down when I'm talking to computers and Vulcans. I am so. And she realises. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And she says that to Davin, realising, I don't mean that to imply to Josh. Oh, I've done it again. Oh dear, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't take offence, but you should know I am actually a scientist.
I know. It's just sometimes this is why my brother is with me. Sometimes I say things without things. It's please. I do, and I did not mean to cause offence. It was.
I'm actually published in the field of quantum mechanics.
I know. I've actually read some of your papers. They're quite fascinating. It's just, oh. Can we please just go to engineering now? And
yeah, Darren's legitimately.
She just sort of like going, oh, I've done it again. So we're going to briefly cut back now to engineering.
One quick thing.
Yes.
Todek will have sent a communication request to Bashir.
Oh, that's
while he was waiting. He just sent kind of a text message at his convenience.
Okay. I'm assuming you probably included like her medical file and stuff.
Yeah. He held on to that one.
Yeah.
You get back new phone. Who dis?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You do get a message back saying rather busy at the moment. I will look at it properly when I get the chance. Other matters I must be attending to. Bashir.
Okay, well, yeah, but like he said, at your earliest convenience. So
okay.
it's done.
It's not a high priority for him, but he will look at it at some point. He's good at that.
That's okay.
Especially in these kind of cases as well, obviously for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So.
And then he will accompany them to engineering.
In engineering, Tira. Before you, is something that very few Starfleet officers have seen. A Romulan cloaking device. It's been installed in not so much a predetermined location, but it's not far from the warp core, and a few Romulan techs are tinkering around with it. Theirs is, sort of like, no, that has to go over there. No. Otherwise, you call the blowback and say, indicating. And every time he walks past you, you see him just go, yeah. And it's like, just sort of scurries back over to the cloaking device where he tinkers with it a little bit more. It's like,
I want to have a close look on that device.
By all means. You want to check it to make sure that I'm assuming I know what Tira's going to do. Check to see if there's any shenanigans going on.
For that and how it is integrated into the energy systems of the Damocles.
Okay, so let's do two checks then. The first one will be the checking to make sure there's no silly business going on that you can see.
Okay.
Now, obviously, you've got like a is it sabotage as a focus or
sabotage was not sabotage but infiltration.
Infiltration. Okay, I'm going to say that with your knowledge of the Damocles and everything else like this as well, it's going to give you, it's going to lower the task rating down to 2 for this one.
So it's 1 because of my talent constantly watching.
This is not so much not so much this because constant watching is more for personal attack. Now that's something jumping out and going whoa, and sort of attacking you from a distance. This is more.
So my focus applies.
Yeah. So this will take it down to a 2, and this will be a. I'm going to say security and I'm going to say again security and insight on this one.
I spent a momentum.
Good idea.
Security and insight, yes.
Ah.
3 successes.
Very nice.
Nice.
If he's hidden anything in this system, you can't see it. It's there's no explosive. There doesn't look like there's any like feedback circuits or anything else like this. I mean, obviously you're not familiar with cloaking technology, but you're familiar with systems that are designed to damage other systems, and you can't see any of those hallmarks in this one. Granted, doesn't mean there isn't one there, but if there is, you can't see it. And the next one was going to be you're going to see how was it the system was
the energy systems.
Okay, this is going to be an engineering role.
No problem. I upgraded my engineering skills.
And again, this will be engineering and insight. Again, good luck.
So I have no focus.
Also, this is going to be a 2 as well for this one.
Can I take 2 momentum, guys?
Oh,
Yes, you've got enough. Yeah,
we've got lots of them.
that's what momentum's there for.
Yeah.
For helping to speed things along. Oh, boom. Yeah, you can see that the cloaking device draws a lot of power. It's one of the texts sort of explains as much as they can without going over too many secrets, and this is all backed up by Ven. Is the cloaking device basically masks pretty much everything about the ship, and that requires an incredible amount of power. The more powerful the ship, the more power it requires, and you can see that pretty much if you activate the cloaking device, you obviously you can't have shields active on a cloaking device, as you well know from your
my Klingon friend
days
and my Klingon friend from the academy.
Exactly. You know that there's that brief moment between a cloaking device turning off and the shields coming back on where a ship is vulnerable. You've personally experienced that, and you can see that for a ship like the Damocles, that window is going to be a lot compared to other. Yeah. It's only going to be a couple of seconds, but compared to the fact that for like other ships, it's only like it's like half a second at the most. This is going to be. This doesn't please you. It's going to drain power from shields. It's going to drain power from pretty much every major system when this activates.
So when?
Sorry?
Oh, the Romulan.
Yes.
When? Was called when, right?
Then, yes, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Not when with W.
So my ear's still a little bit bunged up, so my hearing's still not too great at the moment.
I heard when.
Sorry for my bad language.
Yeah.
I can't speak German very well, so I'm in no position to moan at someone speaking English.
Yeah, I mean, never apologise for your bad
exactly.
Our language.
Yeah.
I mean,
in hindsight, I maybe should change the names. So.
Yeah. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes. What's up?
I just wanted to say that I appreciate that you are taking care of your sister and you are helping her. It's highly regarded among us Andorians to care for your family.
I know she's well. I don't mean to sound big-headed, but I'm not exactly a dumb. Was that expression Lieutenant Ricky told me? Yeah. I'm not exactly a dumbass myself, but she is levels beyond me. If my purpose in life is to take care of her, I have no problems with that.
So, so I want to be quite honest with you.
Yes.
I feared that if we would ever succeed in getting a cloaking device, we would have to deal with some Romulans on the ship.
Yes.
And while you are members of the Republic, you are still no official allies of the Federation.
I know. This is.
So as acting security officer of this ship, till someone more competent comes along, my job is to keep an eye on you.
That is completely understandable. Believe me, we have had to deal with security for quite a few. I mean, escaping the Empire, getting to the Republic.
And I don't want to put on more stress after that, especially for your sister's sake. So I give you this one chance.
I completely understand.
What can you tell me about your other orders?
What other orders? And as he says that, his voice goes very calm. I don't know what you mean.
If you're playing D&D, I would say insight.
you can still sort of do insights checking this one. It would probably be,
I mean, we have an attribute called Insight.
Yeah, but
it's
would probably
be
that
commanded
security?
insight for this one, because that's
my lowest attribute and my almost lowest skill. Yay!
if you want to make a
Why is your insight so low as a security?
I secure things the other way, not with my insight.
It's a boom one, not the.
You just shoot problems until they go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Tira is a troubleshooter.
If you shoot trouble,
trouble.
Yeah, that's a bad description. I would say, yeah.
So the DC of that would be.
This is going to be a big one. This is going to be a 5.
And would my focus and interrogation help?
You know what, I'm going to say yes on this one, because you are kind of interrogating him, but you're not sort of putting the pressures on him. You're just sort of like going,
I'm taking 3 momentum.
Yes.
To make this even possible.
Actually, no, tell you, it was a 4, not a 5. Sorry. It was a 4,
I'm still taking 3.
So I just suddenly realised a 5 is like...
So, my target number is 11. Let's see what I roll. Damn it. No, I don't. No, I don't do that.
No. As far as you can tell, it's... Yeah, he's definitely hiding something. But you don't know what. You can't say exactly what it is. You think he's being genuine, but at the same time, yeah, he's definitely hiding something. But he's a Romulan. They're always hiding something.
Yeah. I'm just saying, sure. Yeah.
Believe me, Lieutenant. If anything happens to me, first person to be affected will be my sister. And I want nothing to happen to her. Am I hiding something? I'm going to be honest with you. I do have a set of orders, but it is nothing to do with the Damocles. And that is as much as I can tell you.
I'm inclined to believe that, because honestly, as we are going here with honesty here, I thought this honesty helped with the Gemma too. You are a means to an end for us with your cloaking technology. It's only for certain Vulcan would say logical if you would use us for something too.
I've been open about my desire to help my sister. That's no secret. But I will agree that, and his demeanour has changed. What is this conversation? He's not so much leaning towards you, but he's definitely having that sort of. This conversation is being directed directly at Tira, no one else.
Mm. Yeah, I imagine that it's just a normal whispered conversation while we oversee the others.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of like, as you're sort of like, you're going, it's like, the Federation is a means to an end for something else for me. I cannot go into any more detail, but rest assured, I do not intend to bring the Damocles or her crew any harm. If it makes you feel better and you wish to place security monitoring devices in our quarters, by all means, I will remove them.
I would say officially I cannot say that you are off the hook. But I think as long as my gut feeling tells me something different, I think I believe you, for your sister's sake.
That's all that I ask. Speaking of my sister, and he waves as they finally enter the engineering room, and she goes running straight over, almost barging past Tira. Oh, wow, you really are blue. And then goes straight back to the cloaking device, and you see she's like, no damage.
I'm considered pale among my people.
Yeah, there's no damage. There's connections, and she's like, and she immediately points on the text scanner without even taking her eyes off the cloaking device. She just puts her hand out and starts clicking her fingers. Scanner now. One of them just immediately puts her scanner, just brings it over. Yes.
Davrin sidles up to Tira, leans in, says, "She called me stupid."
You are not stupid, Davrin. Again, she's focused on the thing, but she's hearing everything that's going on.
Of course, Tira says that with a chuckle.
Although she does get momentarily distracted as the ship's K-10 just walks past. It's like, Kitty! Hello. And it's like, yes, I believe, brother, we are ready to bring the cloaking device online. I would suggest that you get up onto the bridge. I will route controls through to the bridge from here, but I will be manning the operations and systems from here. I believe one of you may wish to stay here and keep an eye on me. And she's like, you will do. Just points at Tira.
Yeah.
Yes, you stay here. The rest of you to the bridge. And it's like,
yes, ma'am.
Like I told you.
He has a higher rank, so
He does.
And it's involving the cloaking device.
And
yes, ma'am.
As Stanley, you see her brother's just like, I told you. She gets focused.
Well, off we go then.
Devon,
We have orders.
That's us told.
one thing, Devon.
Yep.
Keep the power output in line when the thing is on.
Sorry, what did you say?
Keep the power output in check while the thing is on.
Gotcha.
It's a hungry beast.
Okay. A couple of minutes later, back on the bridge, everyone's at the stations. Captain Prua is at his chair, and you think he's just sort of sitting there going, I'm taking everything is installed satisfactory, Davrin.
Well, Lieutenant Commander Vennick seems to think so.
Yes.
And I'm sure she must be right, so we're ready for the trial.
I've been getting reports of apparently you encountered First earlier.
Yes.
First,
I think
told me about the encounter. Said he was practicing his smile, and then he showed me his smile, and I think a bit of wee came out when he did that.
Well, yeah, I think it was an instructable moment for both of them, actually. So everyone learned something. It was great.
Excellent, excellent. So, Tonic,
Yes, Captain.
I have to ask your impression of our engineer, and I mean this with the utmost respect. He says to Ven, I do like to get a second opinion from my crew occasionally. This is good, completely understandable, Captain. Tonic?
She is, having observed her for a brief period of time, I have to say that she is extremely capable in her profession. She can be, and I give a brief look over to Wes, she can be distracted, but seeing her at work was quite impressive.
Wow, that is quite a compliment. Well, that's good enough for me. Okay, right, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Okay, Lieutenant Rookie, if you could take us out away from the station. Not that I believe anything will happen, but you know, things do tend to go wrong for us, don't they? So, oh no, not wrong. What was it that the Admiral described it as? I have a very interesting career. Mind you, they were being quite sarcastic, weren't they? Anyway, yes, take us out. Take us to. Let's say we're heading towards the Badlands. That'll do. Yes. Impulse.
Are you sure, sir? That's the way the Tribbles went.
Yes, I know. I'm expecting to run into that little chap again, and we are going to give him one hell of a surprise. So, if we would take us out, and now, he turns to the woman. How exactly do we operate the cloaking device? You send the signal, and then she turns it on and does all the operating parameters. Well, do that then. Now, just so you know, the way the cloaking device works, it's a little bit. Where's my notes gone? Sorry, one moment. I did write a note because this is a little bit different. Just so we can all. Where's it gone? Oh, I can't blame. Ah, there it is. Right, the way the cloaking device works is obviously it requires power, and to turn it on successfully requires a control and engineering assisted by engines and security. Basically, because you're rerouting the power and you're making sure everything's all balanced out and stuff like that. And that is, although it's operated from the bridge, the parameters and the control is routed through to, in essence, the cloaking device, which will be operated by Vez. So she's basically will be interpreting your orders. So this is why it will be rolled by Eula. Whoever wants to basically operate the special equipment commands. So I just can't be bothered. Which of you lot wants the honours? He's looking at the bridge.
Given my rolling history, I don't really, but
yes.
I'm down in engineering. I cannot activate it.
Yeah, I think after Tira, I'm probably the best engineer. Control 9 engineering 3 with.
Yeah.
Engineering is 1. Go right ahead.
I'm slightly better than you with Control 10 and Engineering 3.
I mean,
Right,
my control is decent, but my engineering is my dump stat.
Okay, so
What?
I'll do it then. I also have technical expertise, which means I can use if it's assisted by the ship, which it is.
Yes, it is.
So, what's the difficulty?
2.
I think we're going to want to use that last momentum arm.
Yep.
The complication range, by the way, is 3 for this one. And that's
that's going to be a trouble.
And that's my threat used.
Fun.
That ain't good. There's,
The reason why I'm saying
can I
this-
spend what? There's something else I can spend, isn't it? In there, is it?
You can what about your
Determination,
determination,
is that it?
or
Do we
you
have
can give me
determination?
threat. What's your values?
Fruits. No, the only thing even remotely applicable, I would say, is aiming for the captain's chair, just because he doesn't want to duff it up.
Well, I suppose. I mean, if you can justify a way that could be used, then I will allow it.
I don't feel it here. I don't know.
It's up to you. I mean, obviously, you get it back for the next session. So
If I'm being honest, I can't think of a way to use that, which isn't a
fair
bit.
enough. Then it's fair enough.
You know. So I'm going to give you some threat, I think.
Excellent.
That's
How many do you want? It'll be 1 for 1.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how many realistically you get from this. So it was
3. The complication range is 3.
no. I mean which systems and
Oh, sorry. Which the systems is engines and security.
engines and security 11 and 2.
Because you're basically rerouting power to this device.
I'm gonna give you 1 threat
Okay.
for me,
I will just leave that there then.
which that's a task roll of 4 for me. And then if whoever does the ship wants any more, they can. But
Go on then.
this has nothing to do with any of my focuses.
No.
Oh!
Very nice.
Right. Well,
That
let's
was
see.
almost a perfect roll.
Let's see what we can get from the ship. That's already
Well,
one momentum back.
Yeah.
What was the ship again?
The ship is engines and I think it's engines and security. So whoever wants to roll for that one can roll for that.
I have just opened it.
Go ahead.
Engines and security.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like
I'm sorry.
And in the interest of honesty, I don't think you've given yourself. There we go. Oh dear.
no, it's
But it works.
no,
Kinda.
It's,
At least the complication didn't come from my end.
no, it didn't. It's
For once.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna use that threat immediately. As the cloaking device turns on, you notice all across the ship lights start to dim, and for the briefest moment, you feel the gravity plating turn off. It's only for a second, but it's enough. It's like, and you hear immediately over the intercom, "What the hell was that, engineering? So, was it my fault? Was it not my fault?" And she, I was just opening the cloaking device. It's like, I followed the commands. You sent them to me.
I looked with the engineers at if some power drainage was on the artificial gravity when it's turned on.
Yes, it drew more power. Drew more power than was necessary. It took some from gravitational systems. This is something.
Lieutenant Tira to bridge. 1 second, please. We are in the middle of some calibration.
Recalibrating. And again, she's just like. So thank you. Go and adjust the polar flow. So you over there. Change that. And again, hyper focus. Yes, Tira. What happened?
Our new toy has had access to much power. It practically shut down every other non-essential system for 1 second.
Right. Can that be compensated for?
That's why we are calibrating at the moment.
Already done now, Captain. You hear Vez go. Already done, Captain. Cloaking device online now. Look around.
We haven't exploded. That's a good sign.
Everyone's sort of like.
Are we cloaked?
So,
Bridge?
Tim Ricky looks down and says, "Sir, I don't mean to be rude, but I can still see myself." Just, Ricky, you complete twonk. That is not how.
Gavin starts chuckling.
Yeah. That's not. You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Yes, sir.
Rodney, you plonker.
Just pulling your leg, sir. So, Damocles to Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine here. Can you see us on scanners? We thought you got the warp. Thank you. Damocles out. Well, seems to be a cat butt in my face. We appear to be cloaked.
Someone's happy about it.
Yes, I'm very happy.
You did a good job, Wes.
Yes. Thank you. Yay! She's all around me. She all reaches around and just grabs and hugs you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
How about some chocolate?
What's chocolate?
Is there a replicator?
Oh, it is replicators all over the ship.
I'm replicating her bowl of chocolate ice.
Oh, some ice cream.
Hmm?
Chocolate.
Here, it's a human invention. Here, as a reward for a job good done.
What is this? She's basically holding the spoon like. This looks like mud.
Taste it. Trust me.
You see a few of the other engineers looking around as they go, "Come on." Her eyes immediately go right, and she pretty much is like, she's like, she looks around and pretty much puts her face in the bowl.
And a little mischievous Andorian says in herself, "Yeah, we give her sugar."
And the first experience she has of ice cream.
It's chocolate. It's basically like, this is.
Frankly.
I need some more of this. You can see she's like, slightly manic grin. Oh no, what have we done?
Yeah, because she wasn't hyperactive enough. Well done, Tira.
Back on the bridge. It's slow going, but whilst cloaked, Damocles is very slowly, like just over warp 1, heading towards the Badlands. And as I get to the outskirts,
Can we get any faster, or is it's impossible?
Vez turns around and is like, I think to begin with, you don't really want to go too fast. We're still integrating the systems. Once things are settled down, then yes, you'll be able to push it up to speed. But to begin with, I don't recommend going above warp 2 unless you can absolutely help it. Whilst the cloaking device is on, the more how can I put this? The faster you're going, the less effective the cloaking device will be.
Would the singularity core help us?
It's not the way.
No, I'm talking to Wes.
Oh, this is what he's saying. He's like, it's not so much that. It's Federation ships produce an enormous amount of power for their size. It's frankly ridiculous the amount of power that they output. It's the Defiant was a small ship. That in comparison to trying to cloak the Damocles, that was easy. if my sister wasn't the genius she is, we would never have been able to have done this. It's seriously, your power outputs are ridiculous. I mean, you're basically a flying warp core with an engine on it.
They're just jealous of our power output.
Yes, we are. And as you're getting close to the Badlands, you do see on the edge of it, on the edge of the plasma storm, that is essentially what the Badlands is. You see that Iridium vessel that you saw before, just parked around by a rather large asteroid, just parked there. Seems to have its engines running. Doesn't seem like anyone's noticed you yet.
Am I an engineer or on the bridge?
Where do you want to be?
The question is, my superior officer concerning the cloaking device has asked me to be in engineering.
Yes, they wanted the best security officer on the ship to be keeping an eye on it.
Okay, then I'm in engineering.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Ven is pretty much just. It's like mint. What is mint? It's like.
Oh yeah, mint.
It's like a few of the other engineers are basically they basically every different species is like, try the mint one. No. Try the vanilla and strawberry, and it's like occasionally she's just like, oh god, my head, what's going on?
You never see a plus size one show. Get one.
No, it's like. I need to show this to my brother. He's going to love this. And she just grabs like 3 or 4 bolts and just runs towards the turbo lift.
Captain Prua.
Yes, Davrin. Be quick.
How do you want to approach this? Tractor beam?
Honestly, I think we're going to take a leaf out of my old Romulan friend's book.
The sudden appearance.
I think we should park ourselves right in front of him and scare the living... Oh, hello there. And she's about to say that, the bridge door opens and she stumbles onto the bridge with about 3 or 4 bowls of different flavoured ice creams, chocolate ice cream on her face, and just like, brother, ice cream! And she basically shoves a bowl into his face. Oh, am I not supposed to be here? Because everyone is now sort of standing there looking at her, like going, what are you doing? I'll stay here. She basically just sort of, not so much hides in the corner, but you can see her, she's just going, chowing down on what you think is her 4th bowl by this point. Yes, as I was saying, Davrin, my word, just putting that away. I'm thinking we scare the living daylights out of this idiot. What do you think?
Sounds fantastic. Ricky, let's get on top.
Excellent. Excuse me, Mr. Romulan, sir. How close can we get before they will notice we're here? Well, considering your power outputs and everything else as well, I think you could probably get easily 500 meters before they will detect something. But obviously, the more power you use, the greater the chance they're going to detect something. They may not see you, but they will see something. Roman technology is good, but it's, as I said, this ship pumps out way too much power. Shit, Damocles edges closer. Slowly, at sub-impulse speeds, almost at thrusters, just and positions itself right in front.
Davrin is at the security console in the engine, so he'll be getting ready to tractor the ship when they appear, so he's not caught out.
Yes, it's like Tyler, could you got a very quick scan and tell me if those, what did you call them, the organic material was still on board?
Certainly, Captain.
And that's just going to be a very quick sensor. Sensor sweep, so reason, science, sensors and science.
Coming up.
Yep. It's going to be a 2 because you're scanning through a cloak. So.
Somebody do the ship.
I'm not doing that anymore
Okay,
today.
I'll do it.
The curse is passed
That
on.
is sensors and what was it? Science?
Reason and science and sensors and science.
Science, alright. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. You can see that there's, if anything, the organic mass, for want of a better term, has grown.
The potential or the life forms on board seems to have multiplied.
Oh, there's a surprise. God, I remember reading about when they had that incident on Deep Space Nine. Took them weeks to get rid of them, all those tribbles. And if I had let another one on board during my watch, I think Captain Kira would have strung me up by the... Well, I think we all know what she would do. Never thought I'd get to say this. Target that ship, Darwin, with a tractor beam, but don't activate it yet.
Yes, sir.
Tolik,
Yes, Captain.
decloak the Damocles.
Okay, I push the button.
The button gets pushed. Deactivating the cloak is a lot easier than activating it. Now, just picture this from the other ship's point of view. They're sitting there, minding their own business, dealing with a rapidly expanding cargo of tribbles, when they detect a massive neutrino surge right in front of them. A neutrino surge that they've encountered before, very recently. But this time, it's not a Romulan ship they see. In front of them is a Federation ship with a cloaking device. I've been waiting so long to say that. Now, even through the void of space, you immediately think you can hear someone swearing and screaming in Vidian. There is an immediate hail from the ship as the tractor beam locks on. So, and the captain's just like, yeah, you know, how did everyone's New Year go? It's like, any interesting stories? Just, and the captain's just it's like, Captain, we're being here. Yes, I know. Anyone got anything interesting to say? It's
Well, I've had a very interesting. You were there for most of it.
I know. I just like hearing the stories.
Oh.
You can hear the beeping, the piercing, and get more frequent. It's like, sir, they're still him. Yeah. I think that was long enough, don't you?
Maybe a few seconds longer.
Good point. Excuse me, Vez, was it? Could I try some of that ice cream? And she goes, oh yes, and she brings it. Oh, fantastic. Ooh, chocolate mint, lovely. You don't want to eat too much of this. It might make you. You know what? You'll be fine. Hands the bell back. It's like, yes, Ricky, could you connect for me, please? Reconnect. Hello. And immediately the Vidian's face just drops. You? The gods have forsaken me. Chloe. What do you want? You have a ship. Tarek, am I right in saying that they were tribbles in his cargo hold? Am I correct in that?
You would be correct in your assumption, Captain.
I thought so. Yes, yes. And again, you being the resident biologist, says tribbles they breed rather fast, don't they?
They have an incredible reproductive rate. That is correct, Captain.
And again, please correct me if I'm wrong. He's focusing totally on Tonic as he's saying he's completely ignoring the Vidian in the. And don't they eat a lot?
That is also accurate. If they can have access to nourishment, they will they will consume it as a very accelerated rate.
That's what I thought. Yes. So you would say that on a cargo ship, for example, just purely hypothetical, and he's turning around and looking at the view screen as he says this. If a cargo ship filled with foodstuffs and, shall we say, other organic material, if that was left unchecked, they would pretty much consume every bit of food on that ship, wouldn't they?
They most certainly would, Captain.
And again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you can see he's grinning so much as he's saying this. It's just, and again, don't merchants require things to sell when they go into another quadrant or another area?
I do believe they require legal goods to perform trade.
Yes. So, in this, and it's like, I am still here, yes, whatever. So, in this hypothetical situation, if a cargo ship had no cargo to speak of, but in fact was carrying what is considered by many to be a, what's the word? What did the Klingons call them?
A plague?
A plague, yes, that's it, that's the word. It's, I believe, Darren, you're knowledgeable about protocols. Isn't there a protocol that any ship infested with tribbles is to be destroyed?
That sounds familiar to me, sir.
Indeed. And I trust your judgment on this one. You are quite knowledgeable on these sort of things. And so, and at this point, Captain Pruitt turns back to the screen, and you notice this person before you has gone pale. He has gone deadly pale. So, we have a problem here, don't we, sir? What to do with a ship that is, by legal definition, full of a plague? By rights, I should destroy it. And, you know what? I think I will. Cast a signal. Tonic, beam all non-tribbles off of that ship, would you please? And beam them to
Captain.
the brig directly, assuming there's enough room. If not, stick them in the cargo bay.
Immediately, Captain.
Ship's got no shields.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's beamed straight away off the thing.
Yeah.
Your scans, you don't even have to sort of do an active scan. You can see the only thing that's left on this ship right now is...
Okay. And just to be safe, I will make a scan of our ship for any tribbles that might accidentally have come on board. Just to be sure.
Okay. Yeah. This is going to be a very hard roll. Very hard. Okay. This is going to be a 5. Because tribbles are very small. Very difficult to scan for an individual tribble.
But I do not want any on these ships, so I will use the 2 momentum.
Okay. I'm going to say same as before, sensor sweep, so it's going to be reason and science assisted by sensors and science on this one.
Alright.
Because you're...
Ooh!
Ooh, well done.
Very nice.
Sensor science?
On it.
Okay.
Okay!
That is pretty much the maximum roll almost, it's almost maximum.
3 momentum back, not that it matters.
Yep.
Yeah,
So Tolek finds Tira's dribble?
You do actually, as you're scanning them as they are beamed aboard, you do notice that a couple of the crew do have tribbles with them.
Cheeky.
As in, it's like, either that or they're part tribble. But you're pretty sure they've got tribbles in their pockets or something.
Alright. But they are currently contained in the brig.
Oh yeah, they're contained in the brig, definitely. They are with them in the brig.
Yeah. Captain, I should inform you that some of the freighter's crew have tribbles on their persons. We should definitely not release them from containment.
Indeed.
Captain, should I head down there and make sure they don't have...
If you would, Davrin, that would
Yeah.
that would be marvellous.
Otherwise they'll be spilling out the force field.
Yes, please do. Time is of the essence.
Yeah. Darren's going... You would call it probably a fast jog.
Sort of like fast walk, sort of like fast walk to the door. It's like turbo lift, maximum speed.
Yeah, as soon as it's off the bridge, he's legging it.
It's like, and Lieutenant Ricky, blow up that damn ship. The freighter gets vaporized. Vezi just stand there going, ooh, nice. So, any problems with the cloaking device? No, it worked marvellously. Would you agree, Tonic? It's satisfactory.
The functionality was absolutely satisfactory.
Yes, obviously that's that power fluctuation when we first activated that. Is that going to happen? Is that going to happen every time we turn it on? I hope not, Captain. I mean, it's to say this is. Like I say, your ship was never designed with a cloaking device in mind. It's that. If I am brutally honest, things may happen, but I will do my utmost to minimise those. And very quickly, going to cut to the brig, and you see Tonic's scan was slightly wrong. Yes, there was tribbles, but there wasn't a couple of them. There was a couple of hundred of them. And this brig is now pretty much wall-to-wall tribble. And the crew are all squashed up against the bulkheads going, help.
Well, I'm not sure that we can. We tried to isolate you from the... Worked out.
Please help. It's getting tough. Oh God, one of them's got gas.
Well, I'll see what we can do. None of you have food in your pockets?
Oh no.
You
I
sure?
have my emergency rations.
Ah.
And you see that, it's like, help. You're pretty sure although you can't see any particular tribbles being born, it's you think you can see them getting more and more squashed.
Davrin to bridge. Slight problem down here.
I don't want to know, Davrin. Just deal with it.
Okay.
And
so
I think that's where we're going to end it, actually. I need to end a little bit early tonight, but yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it. Davrin standing there in front of the
literally scratching his head.
Yeah, going. Yeah, so you see another tribble sort of. It's like help us. So there we go. That's how it ending for today. I mean, is there any epilogues or anything that your characters want to do?
Nothing. I'm not particular. Don't think. Davrin has taken the liking to Vanak, and I think he's going to try and make friends with her. But I don't know whether we need a particular epilogue for that.
Okay, no. She is definitely has. I can put it. She responds well to all three of you in different ways. It's she appreciates that that Davrin has shown her, treated her like a normal person. She appreciates with Tonic she doesn't have to sort of, as she said herself, dump herself down. And she's just totally fascinated by the blue skin on our resident security officer.
That's something.
No, it's more a case of
hypnotic.
no. She's pretty much led a sheltered life. She's hardly been off of a planet. She's never seen a Jem'Hadar, never really seen an Andorian, especially one who. I mean, how tall is Tira? Just out of curiosity. Did we ever establish that?
We only established that she is taller than the usual Andorian.
Okay, so she's probably about what? She's probably about,
height.
so she's what, about 6.5 feet, give or take,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, including not including the antenna. Okay,
Yeah.
we can fuff that, doesn't matter. And she's seen pictures obviously, but to actually see someone who is blue and quite a bit taller than her, she's probably about sort of 5'5" in human scales, quite sort of slender, and she's looking up at you as just so yeah, she definitely seems to be enjoying what she's doing at the moment. And you've all seen it whenever she's working on a particular project, especially the cloaking device, hyper focused. Obviously, the rest of the Romulans have now left. It's just her and her brother, pretty much in control in operating the cloaking device.
Actually, Chris, I will say one thing.
Yes.
Davrin, there has a skeptical side. So I think during the day, as he's been interacting with her, he would have been doing a sort of, is this a put on? Is this a cover identity?
Gotcha.
So he would have been doing a quote.
I'm going to say you don't even get to roll for this one because you've done it a little.
Yeah.
You think if based on I'm assuming you probably consulted Tolek at this point, her medical records seem accurate. There has definitely been some kind of tampering with her DNA.
Yeah.
All the hallmarks are there, and you can see that from the brief medical scan she would have got before she got on board. She does have above average. What do you call it? Is it neurons? In terms of compared to the standard Romulan, not enough to make you just go, that's frigging weird. It's just like, that's unusual. If she's faking it, she's damn good. She's damn good. You believe she's legit. She's either the best undercover agent you've ever encountered, or she's genuine.
Which is possible.
Which is very possible. Yeah.
Okay. Tolek will also just spend time with her, play through hypotheticals, whichever she wants.
Oh yeah, she'll absolutely love it. It's now she's met an AI. It's like she realizes that as anytime she sees Archie, she's not wary of him. She's just like, I've upset him, haven't I?
Tolek will try to smooth those waves.
Archie is not so much wary of her, but he's just, if you get like how can I put this? You go in a friend's house, they've got a dog, and this dog is absolutely adorable, but it's a bit hyperactive.
Yeah,
that's how Archie is seeing her at the moment, like a hyperactive dog you don't want anything to do with. But
get off my leg!
That's pretty much how he's seeing her.
We'll try to explain the situation to Archie.
Oh, he understands, but at the same time, he's still a little bit.
Yeah.
I will leave dealings with her to you. She's too much for me.
If Tolek and Davrin are both with Venak, Tolek may be learning some things about Davrin he did not know before.
Okay.
Davrin, given that she seems to like Vulcans and their mindset, he calms himself down on her behalf. One of his former symbionts was very, very attached to the Vulcans and studied on Vulcan and immersed himself in their ways. So Davrin still has some recollections of that through the symbiont. So that he possibly, will do some Vulcan meditation with them, and is able to converse on things. Like would be surprised.
This is why I love Trills. They are so damn flexible and brilliant for stuff like that.
So Tolek will ignore Vasek as much as possible. He will not talk about it, and he will be courteous, but there's definitely coldness there.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's oblivious to it. It's she thinks you're just being a Vulcan and like being all calm and everything. But anybody who knows Tonic knows that he's pretty much giving her the Vulcan equivalent of the cold shoulder.
Him, her, not her.
Her.
To her,
him,
he's
sorry.
very nice. He's just to him, he is.
Sorry. Yeah, it's.
But while Kira is still trying to befriend first in their regular workout, and she devises another game for her.
Okay.
How to most obviously keep watch on Wesnek without him noticing, like pushing it a bit further in a almost humorous way.
Gotcha. Like he'll be just standing there in the room, just going, like not moving, just sort of.
Or when he is going to their quarters, just one antenna peeking out around the corner.
The metaphorical shoes from underneath the curtains, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But make sure you tell first, no personal clothing. That's cheating.
That's a good point. They don't know about that.
Or,
First, we'll probably suggest that to her.
So, I would imagine that at some point, first, without even realising, forgets and activates the personal cloak, and she would just latch onto this. As soon as she realises that Jem had darkened cloak, all her fear just disappears, and she starts pestering first to figure out how he's done, and he's like, pretty much, I don't know, I'll just do it.
But that's just her awkward tries to get them to get a better feeling for those two new crew members and to get them know better.
Yeah, that's easy. This is, for everybody who's watching, this is basically the stuff that's going to be happening over between now and the next episode.
Yeah.
So it's like the downtime, sort of showing what's happening, what's been going on, things like that. But anyway, I'm going to go and end the stream now. Thank you all very much for joining me. Us, I should say. I'm going to be. I'm either going to be playing on my stream on Monday. I haven't decided yet. Either some more Witcher 3. I'm going to be going back to that, or Dragon Age Inquisition. I haven't decided yet. It's one of my friends has been playing that, and it's like got me back in the mood for wanting to play that again. So I've been talking about that with them and been going, yeah, I want to play Dragon Age again now. So I might have to reinstall that one, but all depends on what's going to happen. Anyway, thank you all very much for joining me, and as they say, live long and prosper.
Goodbye.
long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.